I'm going to show you how to make a really fantastic looking medieval tower. Several levels, you could turn it into a base or a house, or just have it as part of your world. I'm going to show you how right now. Don't you go anywhere. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening and good night, and welcome to another episode from me, Avomance, in my build tutorial series. Today we are going to build a tower, a medieval tower that would look hopefully fantastic in either on its own or as part of a large medieval city or something like that. I'm going to do it freestyle. We're going to make it up as we go along. You know I like to do it that way. Let's crack on. Freestyle means I don't actually know what I'm going to be using yet, but I reckon it'll be something along this palette. We've got various stones, including some mossy cobblestone. I've got some wood, I've got spruce and also dark oak. I might bring out a little oak on its own, I'm not sure yet. We've got wall, we've got stripped oak, we've got door obviously. I've got a little bit of wall because I might put a flag on the top. And this is what we're going to create together. You'll be able to do this too. Let's crack on. The first thing I wanted to do was create the staircase that was going to wind up to the entrance of this tower, and it needed to be winded. If it was straight it just wouldn't look right, so I laid out some cobble and then put some spruce wood with slabs and full blocks all the way up. You can see we're offset left and right just by one block to get that kind of winding snake. Put some nice spruce logs up the sides to create the supports, trapdoors on top, and also some fences that are going to support some lanterns, and that is all you need for that staircase. We're then going to create the platform that this thing is going to go on. This is an 11 wide circle. I fluff it up a little bit first, so you have to do what you do when you fluff things up. You have to take it out and start again. There's nothing wrong with starting again if you make a mistake. I get it right, count around, and we've got our 11 wide Minecraft circle. We have got it slightly larger at the back, however, because we need an entranceway. I'm filling this in with andesite purely as an indication to me to show me where that circle is. I'm then lighting up underneath just so I don't have to fill it all in, but we're not going to be going underneath. You don't have to fill it in. If you wanted to make a basement, this is the perfect place. But I am going to fill this like a tube so as it's all filled in and we don't have anything in the way. Just to show you the height of these stairs, the front is a pillar of 2, the back is a pillar of 6, and each one goes up by 1 block. The platform is a Minecraft circle that is 11 blocks wide. However, it is 12 blocks down. There's an extra row at the bottom there, which is where we're going to be putting the entranceway. Now that we've got the podium there, we're going to create the hill that this tower is going to sit on. And I'm just going to use a big lump of cobble and then we're going to jazz it up with some other blocks. I'm going round and round this hill just to make it a little bit random and flowing down around the outside of the steps. These steps have gone up the hill, so the hill has to flow underneath the steps. It only makes sense, right? So I just keep placing blocks so it looks relatively random. There aren't really that many symmetrical hills, but we've also got a nice slope that goes up towards the top podium. So I'm then going to mix in a few different types of blocks. I've got some andesite and I've also got some stone that I'm going to put in here to give this hill some decent texture. Hills are not uniform lumps of cobble. Now we've got our textured mound, what I'm going to do is put some steps and some slabs into it as well. Again, using some different things like stone steps, cobblestone steps, and even some andesite slabs in there as well, just to give it, again, more shape. That blocky shape needs to be softened up with some edges like steps and slabs. I'm going to do some more work on this towards the end and mix in some grass, but for now, I just want this rocky outcrop with the platform at the top. So now we have to create the tower itself. We create 4 archways with braces across the front and a doorway. The spruce log arches on the first level are 5 logs high with a gap of 3 in the middle. We then go in between these arches with some mossy cobble and plain cobble. We're using the mossy cobble more towards the bottom with the plain cobble topping it off. We then put in some cross beams, just making a crisscross pattern, and then put some dark oak right across the top with some oak slabs in to create a floor of that first level. We're then putting some steps all the way around the outside, also with some slabs just to give a wider fringe. Second level, we've got another lot of arches. The second level arches are 7 blocks high from the inside, again with a 3 gap across the middle. In between these arches we are using white concrete. You could use white wool if you want, or add something else white, or maybe even wood. We're going to create a nice cylinder, again with an oak floor. Third level, another set of arches. Make sure you get them in the right space. The third level arch is 5 blocks high with a gap of 3 in the middle. Again, we are using white concrete to fill in the walls. Upside down steps across each beam because we are widening out this tower with some more arches. The highest archway sat on the upside down step is 6 blocks high, but also with a gap of 3 in the middle. We're going to fill this one in with some stripped oak because I want to break up that white, but I don't want to use stone. And then we'll use stripped oak for the floor as well. More upside down steps so we can create the top podium. This is the viewing lookout, and we're going to use some spruce logs to create the wall with some fence posts so as we've got a raised roof. Now we want this roof to be a little bit spiky, not so as it's completely symmetrical and it kind of tapers into a sharper spike in the middle. So I'm doing 3 rows of slabs coming in one at a time. I think actually I came in 1 row too many. 2 would be better because I fill this in as I go. It's not nearly spiky enough yet, so I just fill it out 1 block at a time, going all the way around, making sure I do it the same on each and every side. Once I'm happy, I use 2 fence posts and then I get some different coloured walls. Light blue and red, obviously, for the colours of my jumper and my A, and I make a flag. With the structure of the tower done, we need to get some detailing in. The first obvious thing is to get some windows. So I'm doing 3 high on the second floor, 2 high on the third, and 3 high on the top floor there. And I'm going to put either side some spruce trapdoors because that acts as shutters. It looks great. With an upside down spruce step and 1 spruce fence post that's going to have a lantern attached to it a little bit later. We've also got some stone walls on the inside of that first floor there, just to make it look as if the stone and cobble grows up the tower. Getting some more fencing around as well, just to give that bottom level a little bit more depth and texture because it's not quite there, along with some upside down steps facing in a really strange direction to normal on that third level. Lanterns in, and I'm going to put in some sticking out roofs over the top of those top level windows. I think it just needs something to stop that looking so up and down the entire tower. I wanted to get some different colours in, so I put some grass in the recess behind that wall there, and I put some, just to give it a little bit of movement, a little bit of green. It makes it look like it's slightly older medieval as well, which works quite well. Buttons on these struts just to make it look like they've had nails banged in, also gives another level of texture. I decided to use trapdoors on the top of that level just to break up the wood. It just makes for a better feel and slightly changes the colour. I then started to put some grass blocks into the hill. The hill was too rocky. I knew that I was going to put some grass in because I want to do something with it in a bit anyway. And it just brings the ground into the hill and the hill into the ground a little bit more. It doesn't look like 2 completely separate things. Lanterns on all the way around the bottom just to make sure it's nicely lit, and it reduces the mobs. I put some blocks of cobble and also some blocks of spruce just to break up those fences. It makes for a really quite interesting shape. I then put some spruce trapdoors underneath those overhangs just to make it look like it's supported. Put in another layer of spruce slabs. Again, we've got the fringe there for the middle level, and it just stops it looking quite so straight. Flowers all over the place, and it's time for bushes. You know I love my bushes, and we bush all the way around this hill because really that green breaks up all of that grey without losing the effect of it being on a hill. This fella is finished. Now, I've got to say, I'm really quite pleased with the way it has turned out. We've got a really nice cobblestone mound that this thing is sat atop that's been nicely bushed up. We've got flowers, we've got grass mixed in with different types of stones, and we've got some really great detailing around the column itself. The tower goes up really quite high. We're talking about 30 odd blocks high, which if you put it at the top of a mountain would look absolutely fantastic. Or maybe it's a watch post. Let's come and have a look inside and see what we can't see. Walking up these spiral stairs to the singular door, the only way you can get in. And inside we've just got a load of storage, a bit of hay because people are probably going to be coming with horses, some water for the horses and some barrels because maybe that's full of wine or something like that in the barrels. Then we've got a living area inside here with a little bit of cooking, which is not really in place with medieval, but it's about as good as I could get, so close enough. We've got things on the walls just to break up that white, and then up this first flight we've got another area where they're going to be eating. I'm suggesting there's going to be 2 scouts or lookouts or whatever might be using this. A little bit more storage up on the next level. We've got more storage. These guys are storing all sorts of stuff. And up on this level here, this is the lookout. Bit more, so maybe this is where they keep their ammunition, so they can just fire arrows willy-nilly at anybody that tries to come and storm the tower. One tower of power for all your medieval tower needs. There is a world download in the description below. If you want to come and download this, get a schematic or play in this world, whatever it is that you want to do, please feel free to come and have a look around. I'd be absolutely delighted. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you're enjoying it, and I will keep on making them. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.